What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of Boleros. Sam here with the Sultan of Sando, Mr. Gab Lim, and to my other side, the Prophet himself, Mr. Mawi Yap. Isang maulan na umaga sa inyong dalawa, mga ginoo.
Kape-kape
Bihira tayo
mo yung
mag-morning episode,
ah,
by the way.
kape-kape muna tayo.
Oo,
Pero maganda
correct,
ang
correct, correct.
gising. Maganda ang gising. The UAAP has made the right decision.
Yep, you're talking about Ateneo UAAP's announcement last night. Navs posted about it already. Basically, Ateneo will be eligible to play for season 89. So that's what we're going to talk about. And some of the other things that they mentioned in that post. Uh, let's do a quick recap, and then let's get your initial reaction. So obviously, the UAAP made an announcement. The UAAP board made an announcement on the Aurora incident and their decision on Ateneo. So a couple of things, as we mentioned, uh, they they said that they will not sanction the players. They cited the government investigation saying that the student athletes should not be liable, and they reiterated what a lot of people have been talking about before. The students, the players, are also victims of this tragedy. So, as long as I think what's important, maybe we can talk about it later. The students want to play, and they've said that they want to play to honor their brothers. Then they're eligible to play. But Coach Tab Baldwin, as probably we all expected, has been perpetually banned from the UAAP, including attending UAAP competition venues. Uh, Very important to note also there, the decision is final and cannot be appealed. Um, Included in the sanctions are, I think, six, seven people, assistant coaches and manager Epo Kimpo. So they are also suspended from the UAAP, but for them, their sanctions can be appealed. I don't know if Ateneo is going to appeal those, but we'll see. So those are the main points from the announcement.
May nakalimutan ka, Sam.
Sorry,
They're
go.
eligible but they must have a comprehensive reassessment
Correct.
of the
Of their
organizational
athlete
structure.
athletics program, something like that. And I think the goal is, what people have been saying, it's for accountability, um, in the sports management of Ateneo athletics program of Ateneo. So with all that said, you guys can read more about it. Maybe we can link it in the comments below if you haven't seen it yet. With all that said, I want to hear your initial reactions to the announcement. Was this what you expected? Is it fair? Is it not fair? Let's start with you, Mr. Maui Yap.
Yeah, I think this is what I expected mostly. I expected the UAP to ban perpetually si Coach Tab. Maybe it's not what I wanted since the investigation is still ongoing. But this right on par with what happened to Coach Alden Ayo. I mean, the end result was crazier for Ateneo without a doubt. But it's on par. 'Di ba? Coach Tab endangered the players which resulted into the accident. Similar to what happened to Coach Alden during that Sorsogon bubble. And uh, my initial reaction is hopefully this does not end the investigation. This does not end the play for justice for Rene
Good point.
Baterbonia and Divine Adili. I hope the government continues to do whatever it takes. Diba? I think it's now in the DJ's hand. So we have to trust, unfortunately, on our government. But yeah, I think this is on par with what I generally expected. I'm pretty happy that the players will be able to play. 'Di ba? Kasi they are victims also. Even the UAAP board. I hope that people will understand. Even the UAAP has decided to include that in the press release the players are also victims. So if they want to play, they should be allowed to play. If they don't want to play, then I understand. If some of the players decide not to play, but having that option to play for this coming season, which crazy to believe it or not, si Gab mentioned off air kanina, will start in about a month or so. I think is the right decision by the UAP. I think I'm satisfied. I think I know a lot of people would probably say Ateneo should have been banned. Ateneo should not be have been allowed. But I think that the team is the student athlete body should not shoulder the blame, should not shoulder the consequences of that tragic incident, which is why I completely agree with this assessment by the UAAP. I think the players are have been given the chance to grieve and honor their teammates with at the right venue where they are most comfortable, where they are at their best, and that is on the basketball court. And this also provides all the student athletes, not just in basketball, the chance to compete for season for the next season. I know that there are so many athletes, not just from the basketball team, that would want to honor Divine Adili, who already had some friends when on his rookie season in Ateneo. And yeah, I'm generally happy, as happy as I could be. I think with this decision by the UAAP, I think this is the right way to handle the situation. But yeah, at the end of the day, as I've mentioned, hopefully this does not end yung quest for justice for Rene and I hope they do they still continue. 'Di ba? Hindi makalimutan, not to be swept off the rug now that Ateneo will be allowed to play in the UAP.
Gab.
Well said, Maui. Uh, Ako, when the news came out and I got a bunch of messages and I was still working last night, uh, I was happy, very, very happy for the players. Because, again, I mentioned it when we did our last UAAP episode, which was 2 episodes ago, when we asked the question, should Ateneo be suspended or withdraw from season 89? I said that it does not make sense to punish the victims. It does not make sense to punish those who had no hand in the event, who had no stakes, who were not even part of the team building. The other student athletes from Ateneo, it made no sense at all to punish them as well. And I have not heard or read in our comment section any logical reason as to why to suspend Ateneo, why to give a blanket punishment to the school. It does not make sense at all, because who are the ones who end up getting punished is the student athletes, and it's the basketball team who were there, who also almost died, who also almost drowned, who we could have been lamenting the passing of more of these players, and yet they were the ones who were gonna shoulder the punishment and the burden of what happened, of the blame, of the fault. It that never made sense. I have not read or heard any logical or reasonable explanation as to why Ateneo should be suspended. Alam ko yung marami sa followers natin yung nag-comment and gave their reasons why Ateneo should be suspended. None made logical sense to me. It does not make sense to give a blanket punishment, especially now that we have recommendations from the government bodies as to who actually should be responsible. Diba? And it was consistent that the players were victims. So why punish them? It does not make sense at all. And the UAAP, we don't agree with the UAAP for in some issues. We call out the UAAP. We've called them out multiple times in the past. Uh, the residency rule, for example, which is still a thing. But I think they were on point. I think their statement was perfectly put. I think the punishment was for Coach Tab was commensurate to what the findings were that he did, although unintentionally, he did put his players in danger. I don't think he wanted to put to give intentionally harm his players, but he did put his players in danger, and those were consistent with the findings of the government bodies. I told this to you guys when, well, it's now been 2 months. What I told this to you guys privately. I thought that this would be similar to how the UAP handled the UST bubble with Coach Alden Ayo, that they banned Alden Ayo. I think they would eventually do this to Coach Tab also, and it's the right it's the right penalty. I don't think they have any power to punish him beyond that. I mean, I don't think they have that kind of
So it's they
legal.
gave him yung worst penalty that they
Yeah,
could give.
they gave him the worst punishment that they could possibly give to someone. The rest, again, as Maui said, is up to the government bodies. No, whether fortunately or unfortunately, if you see our government now. But I I do hope that the families of Rene and Divine continue to find the justice that they so deserve. But as to the players, the Ateneo men's basketball team, I'm happy. I'm happy. I know you will probably get a lot of trash talk, bashing, hate from a lot of
For sure. For sure.
external forces, but I think they expect that. And I'm calling on the Ateneo community. Uh, while yes, there was a lot of anger yung going around the Ateneo community. I am calling on them to support the players because I think they need it now more than ever. If there was one season to come together, not I mean, if you hope for a championship, okay, good for you. I think you should just be happy that you're seeing them on the floor playing. So to the Ateneo community, if there are any Ateneans out there listening to us, if there was ever a time to scrounge around for tickets to any game, and I think there will be games at the Blue Eagle Gym. Now is the time to make an effort. These boys deserve our support. They deserve our cheers. No, because a lot will be jeering against them, will be hating on them, will be bashing on them. They need our support. Uh, I know as sana yung UAP media pa rin tayo for the upcoming season. I know we're not allowed to cheer, but from my heart, I will be cheering for this team. I always have. I watch every game, but my heart is still blue. So I will be cheering for this team. I'm very happy that they're able to play. We'll talk. Perhaps we'll preview. We'll see more of them in the big dance of Pinoy Liga. Just something to preview for the upcoming season, how they're gonna play in a new system. But generally, I'm happy for them, and I love that the UAAP included in their announcement that, which I said earlier, a comprehensive reassessment of their organizational structure of their athletics department. Because if there's one thing that we called out over and over again, is that ang gulo ng Ateneo. Ang gulo ng school natin. The institution needs to look inwards, and I think they've said this themselves. They've formed how many reviewing ad hoc bodies, ad hoc committees to review their organizational structure. So now that the UAAP has said it in themselves that you should review your athletics program, I think we should rightfully continue to call out our school that, hey, what are the changes that are happening? Because it can't be the same people in charge. It can't be the same structure. It can't be the status quo. Now that, okay, we're finally playing, it can't be the same. We have to continue to hold our school accountable that, hey, ang gulo nyo, ang ang daming lumabas na gulo, kailangan yung ayusin. You have to fix it. Ako, I'm surely gonna call them out here on our podcast. I'm gonna
Mhm,
call them
mhm.
out. What are the changes that are happening? Where are they? I know they just announced si Father Bobby Yap is
Yeah,
it's on his
I was gonna
last
say
year as university
extended
president.
for a year, right?
Oh, who else? Because it ain't just Father Bobby. There are people under him
Wh- What are your
who
expectations, Gab, with this
oh,
parang review your program and make the necessary changes?
I
And
expect
when do you
ahead.
expect it to happen?
I expect within the year. Uh, I'm sure Father Bobby was kept on board mainly because he still has a mess to clean up,
Mm.
'di ba? I know yung people were a bit disappointed that he's staying for one more year. Ako, I saw it as
Punishment.
something from saw something from the board of trustees. Yung some sort of punishment. Hey, clean your mess up. All of your people are still there. You have to clean them up. So ako, I expect more people to well to be fired, to leave their posts from the athletics, from higher up, whoever's in charge of the athletics. It can't again. It can't just be status quo. This last year, Father Bobby App, we have to see changes. Yun ang i-call out ko kay Father Bobby and Ateneo. I would be looking for that. So yun.
Good point, Gab. I think pretty much everything was covered. I think with the decision, I do agree. I think it's the right decision. Siguro we always mention, okay, the players are eligible. The players, Ateneo is eligible. The players can play. It's up to them if they want to play. Obviously, we want to give them that space. Um, Also, I think worth mentioning the players and their families. Their families are also victims of this incident. You know how Sam Reyes talked about how it was so difficult to tell his mom about what happened. So it's really, I think, like a player or their family's decision if they want to play this coming season, and we have to respect that. But at the end of the day, they are all victims. I think that's what I just want to reiterate. Um, with the sanctions, I didn't even think about that, Gab. Ay, sorry, with the program, no, I didn't even think about it that way. But I think that's a good point. Father Bobby App has to stay for a year to fix his mess, clean up his mess. Um, I I do hope we still see some changes here, and yung kaya tinanong ko sa'yo, when do you expect that to happen? Is it gonna happen soon or basta within the year that's acceptable for them to clean up before Father Bobby App leaves? And I think that's fair. So that will help the affected families also to seek justice, diba? To see people held accountable, to see people involved be held accountable. Anything else you wanna add on this update or news? What Maui Gab said he's just happy to see Ateneo play. What are your expectations for Ateneo this coming UAP season 89, if any?
Ako, yeah, I said I'm just happy to see them play, and I think
That's
for
fair.
a lot of Ateneo fans and Ateneo alumni, um, you should just be happy to see them play. Now, whether they win or not, we'll have to see them. Uh, I still think they have a talented roster. Uh, Based on the stuff that I've heard from within the team and some clips that I've seen, uh, most of the guys are still playing. So I still think they have talent. Uh, I don't know how they're gonna play under Coach Louis Alas. Coach Louis Alas has not coached collegiate basketball since what 2012, or 2011, his last year in Letran. So it's been a
Letran.
long time. I he uh I do expect though that the Letran attitude will come to Ateneo. Nearly all of their assistant coaches and their head coach is from Letran. And if you've watched the
Ateneo
Letran night,
Knights.
If you watch the Literal Knights in the NCAA, you know how do I physical bunch of players. They have there's a certain brand of basketball that I would say is not common in the UAAP space. In the
Pardagulan na
UAAP.
ba?
Oh, so I'm not sure if the team has that in them. Coach Tab is, from what I know, Coach Tab is not the type of coach who tolerated extracurricular activities that much. You know, if there was anyone to get a technical foul, it was mostly si Coach Tab. I think we'll see more technical fouls from the players for the upcoming season, or unsportsmanlike fouls. Given who is in charge of them, I expect a more physical team. I still expect this team to be fast. Remember, prior to the incident, they were playing a lot faster, a lot smaller. I st- I still think that will be the case. Uh, Given how Sultan Barua is more of a rim running, uh, rim protecting big compared to Divine, I think they will have to play smaller. They can't run off. I don't think they will run offense through Sultan. Uh, Outside of Sultan, they are pretty small. Their backup big is EJ Kapihe, who is mm, not that big for UAP standards. So we're gonna see. I still think we're gonna see an Ateneo team that plays fast, that's gonna press. Knowing Coach Louis Alasco coming from an NCAA of the past, he's gonna press. He's so I still think that's gonna be. I still think we're gonna see an Ateneo that shoots a lot of threes. Uh, that the preseason games are something to watch, and they're finally back at the preseason. I think this August, right a few weeks before the UAP season. I think if you're an Ateneo fan, you'd want to watch that because you'd want to see how they play. Not necessarily to win, but just how they play, how they um react to, because it's a preseason game. I'm sure they're gonna be play some spectators who are not gonna be too keen to watch them. So how are they gonna react to negative comments, to bashing? So that's something. Maui.
Just to add on that preseason game sa Pinoy Liga. I think it's actually pretty smart to join the Pinoy Liga big dance because if you check the other teams, there's not a lot of UAAP teams in Pinoy Liga. So perhaps there's not a lot of fans from the other teams that are maybe that would bash at the players. I think it's a softer introduction for Ateneo before they get into the UAAP. It's
Kumbaga,
good
it's getting your
preparations
feet
for
wet,
the
'di ba?
yeah
Yun yung
yeah correct yeah.
get their
So I
feet
think it
wet
was a
muna.
good decision, smart decision, Maui.
Yeah, ako lagi ko naalala yung sinabi ni Sam Reyes nung Pio Ontiveros podcast. Regardless if they play this year or if they play next year, they will without a doubt get some bash. So why should they sit out? Diba? I think that's one of the things that really paulit-ulit in my head. Si Sam Reyes, some of the things that Sam Reyes said. But yeah, in terms of like expectations, I hope a lot of alumni temper their expectations in terms of like winning the championship, getting to the final four. I think probably getting to the final four is a fair expectation. But yeah, at the end of the day, you still don't know. Diba? These players just came from the biggest trauma of their lives, potentially their whole lives, 'di ba? I mean, not a lot of people experience this type of uh, event in their whole lives. Despite them being so young, you don't know how they will bounce back, whether it be this year or next year. But as si Gab mentioned, I think the best thing that Ateneo fans should really feel right now is the fact that they've been given the chance to play. But yeah, in terms of like achieving something for this season, I think the season could be up and down. 'Di ba? You don't know how they will react to losses, how they will react to wins. So it's gonna be a wait and see. But in terms of like with how they play, I think they will, as Gab mentioned, they will play a similar way that that they played before the incident. Diba? Ateneo does not have a lot of big men din naman, and they have a lot of wings, and based on the things that we've heard, it looks like that they'll be playing a similar style of basketball. A lot more pressing, faster pace of basketball. As Gab mentioned, si Barua is not a big man that you dump the ball into. So they will definitely have to play faster for him to. I think that's the best offense also for him. So yeah, again, at the end of the day, I just want to say we are pretty happy that they'll be able to play. I think that's the best thing that we can hope for right now. Maybe we can revisit our fair assessment or fair expectations after how they fare during the first few games, because even the big dance will not be, I think, a good representation of what they will feel when it comes to the UAAP season, without a doubt.
Good point. Siguro one last thing before we go. I guess for me, to the other teams, to the other players of the UAAP, just stay competitive when you play against Ateneo. Don't I think that's the best way to help them, 'di ba? Is to help challenge them. Challenge them on the court, but off the court, give them a hug. I'm sure they have friends in Ateneo. People from the other teams. There are former Ateneo players on other teams. So if you could just give them a hug after the game, just to welcome them and make them feel better, siguro yon. But on the court, it's still basketball, still the same
Bardagulan
competitive
na.
basketball. Bardagulan na, especially with Coach Louis Alas.
Coach Louis
Um,
Alas yan. Veteran style.
we'll see the Ateneo Blue Knights. I think Gab, you have anything else to say before we go?
Uh, Continue the one big fight, boys. If ever any of you ever watch this, one big fight pa rin. Uh, and sa wakas, yung on a lighter note, we can finally preview the season. So watch out for more Boleros content in the upcoming weeks. We're recording another one right after this.
I was gonna say. So this is going to be a back-to-back recording. We're doing another episode. Stay tuned for that. We'll see you again next time. Comment down below your thoughts. Let us know what you think about the big news. What you're looking forward to this upcoming UAAP season 89. Any type of episode or topics that you want us to talk about before season 89. Please let us know down in the comments below. Share with your friends. If you haven't yet, please like, subscribe. We'll see you again next time. Bye bye.